Hello, it's Lisa Michelle with Spirit Talk 7. How are you doing this morning? So, I want to apologize for my last video that kind of cut my head off. I'm still learning all this, and it's been a work in progress process. So, I'm new at it, and I really haven't done this before, and so I was called to do it. So, enough of that. So, I wanted to come on here because this is about anyone can be psychic, and that's what's coming out. And I've been told and given to talk about in this from my spirit team. And that means that all people have to do is meditate, work with and talk to their guides, and they will see a lot of things that are going on in the world. They'll see basically things like earthquakes, and it can start for some people in their dreams where it might not be right away, and a lot of people become really impatient, and a lot of people think that they have a lot of opinions about the word psychic and the idea of somebody being psychic. However, everybody has the abilities, everyone, to see, and my last video was about telepathy. Everyone has the ability to open up their chakras and tap into the collective unconscious, or go into the Akashic records. And so it's just clearing those energy centers and your higher energy centers, not meaning that it's more or less anything, but the higher on your body, but they are of the more higher spiritual realm, but your lower chakras are going to connect you in, so they're just as important in their way. So as long as you're grounding with your lower chakras, and then you go into your lower chakras have your clairsentience, but then you're going into, from your heart, you're going up into your throat, which is the clairaudience, third eye, and your crown. And so all of those work in tandem together with other clairs as well, and anybody can be psychic. So a lot of people like to call it remote viewing. It's pretty much the same thing. It's having a sight using your pineal gland, and so having visions and seeing things. So one of the things for my own self, growing up, I was very psychic child, very intuitive, very sensitive, very spiritual child. And then when we were 10, we moved to a remote native island in Canada that was a rainforest for a while, and that blew me open even more. And then after that, I was like having a lot of adjusting issues, like just the environment was really harsh to that type of energy. A lot of people didn't understand it, and I was very spiritual child, very sensitive. And then when I was 19, I had an out-of-body experience, and I had support from my spirit guides, and then I went to Japan, and I had like a full blowing open of my Claircognizance and my Clairaudience and my so it was during the Blossom Festival in the summertime, so there's a lot of energy around the spirit world, and then I was just blown right open at that time. So I was in my early 20s when that happened. And then I worked as a counselor in the behavioral health field for a really to use my gifts with helping people. So I've been doing all my other things with that, and nature is a huge part of that. So, you know, if you spend time in nature, Mother Gaia will connect with you, and also meditate. And a lot of people don't want to hear meditate. However, you can do all kinds of meditations. You can do a walking meditation. You can do a guided meditation. It's just spending time to hear and connect in. So I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people, you know, you don't need somebody else to go through to speak to the spirit world. You can do it directly yourself. And so that's what I wanted to put out there as well. And I'm new at this. I was told to give these messages out, so that's what I'm doing. And so anyway, we can do a quick read right now to clarify what Mother Gaia wants to tell us. I'm getting a lot of things about Lemuria, Strait of Gibraltar. There's the earthquakes happening. I'm getting financial and earthquake things. A lot of things shifting in 2026. I'm getting a lot of that. So what we could do right now is we could do a read and see what's going on out there with things. Why don't we go ahead and do that? And I'm just looking and seeing which cards I want to use. I have a lot of cards, but I tend to go to the Rider-Waite because they're the most traditional, along with, they're one of the most traditional cards, and I just tend to gravitate toward them. I have angel cards and Italian cards. I have Alice in Wonderland cards. You know, everybody that does tarot out there has all kinds of different cards, and then all kinds of different... So the question that I want to ask is, how can everyone be psychic? And I'm just going to do a 3-card spread and then expand it. I'm not going to do a full-on Celtic cross. I just wanted to come on here really quick, and hopefully my head isn't chopped off in this video. I put it on there anyway just because it was a long video, and I was like, I am not reshooting that. So, and I wanted the cards to be seen, not necessarily, you know, that was the main thrust of that. And like I said, this is all new to me, putting it on here. And I also will be shooting a lot in nature, and I'll be hopefully shooting with my Reiki teacher, Dawn. We'll see if that comes into play, but I have a collective of people that support me as well as my spirit team. So it's good to have those connects in your life and reaching out and just following when you hear to do that. So if I sound teacherly or not teacherly, or counseling teacher, that's because I've been a counselor for so many years, so it kind of comes across sometimes that way. I'm just getting the information out, so, okay. So what does Mother Earth Gaia want us to know about, and what does our spirit and want us to know about the psychic abilities and things happening in the earth? Okay. For some reason I'm not feeling it. So, the tarot is a really good tool to tap in for anybody, so I highly recommend you can utilize that as a tool as well. And I did on my comments, I posted something about the goddesses and birds, because when we went out in nature, there was an eagle, and it had Isis in there, and the ravens and the crows. I get a lot of ravens and crows around here that talk a lot. So anyway, so we have King of Cups. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, and then the Hermit. Okay. So part of this, it's past, present, future. I like to do everything on one timeline. King of Cups is really about the patriarchy and how it has dominated our society for so many centuries and years. And when you look at how women were treated, and some men considered witches and things like that, and people that had abilities were persecuted, right? And so this goes way back, and so there was this control in the way our society is set up, that it crushes those gifts and the putting it out there and the fear around that. And basically there's generational trauma based on that. Well, going way back, that's why it's so kept secret in our society, and it's coming out more now. However, there's still this fight, and you can see it in how people react to the word psychic, or some people that are out there and in the leadership role saying witches, witches, witches. That brings back all that trauma from generations. And so we're in that society that is doing that and fighting against people having abilities. And then you go into Six of Pentacles is about you having this knowledge and, basically being able to go with that and not feel like, basically you're taking it and you're helping people with it. You don't necessarily have to make a living at it. You can just be who you are. And for many years I don't make a living from my psychic abilities directly. It's more indirectly. So some people can, and that's fine, but it's also, you can be generous with your gifts, and once you put it out there, the universe will give you more. So it's kind of like what Bashar talks about. When you do your passion, the universe says, here, I'll give you more, I'll give you more, I'll give you more. And so doing your passion is being yourself, being true to who you are, and knowing that you'll be all right financially, and you're helping other people who may be struggling with, things. So part of this is the generosity of that, and being able to, and there was a lot of times that, when I wanted to be an artist, or I wanted to be psychic abilities, it's like, well, how do I make a living? How do I survive, and I want to help people. I don't want to be just a selfish person that didn't have the belief in my abilities in the same way as I do now. And that's because, and we all have those abilities. So the generosity of you're supporting others because we're all one collective. And when you meditate, you're going into the collective unconscious. And when you go into your Akashic records, you're doing that. And really, when Jesus used his gifts, and it was Jesus in the Essenes, he had training and all that through, according to Dolores Cannon. You know, he was there to help people, show them love. It wasn't about the power and struggle and domination over other people. It was about actually helping people to open up to their hearts and love. And part of that, loving yourself, is being 100% of who you are. And then we have the hermit. Know thyself, go within, as above, so below. If you are to know who you truly are and shed what has been bred into you, or like generational, or even in this lifetime, there's this information that's all over the place, and sort of brainwashing of what our system is on the 3D level. And so you have to go within to connect in with your spirit realm and get out of your body, get out of the heaviness of that denseness. And so in order to do that, you have to go within, and it's a lifelong journey of a search and going within and searching, and now the collective unconscious is so open that a lot of people can get there really fast in a lot of ways, because the energy is so different. It's the thinner veil, all of that. It's just making it so going within and searching within. It's kind of like becoming like you have to know your gifts and know yourself and connect in with Earth and Mother Gaia, and be kind of like Merlin. You're going within, and the mysteries, the synchronicities. So we have that, and then I'm going to do a clarification. And last time I did a clarification with my psychic and my chakra cards. I'm going to actually do it with my nature cards this time, and see what comes up for that. I haven't used these in a really long time. And these are just oracle decks that kind of just expand on what the reading is. So let's just get in here, and we'll just do a quick little thing here and see what animal is speaking to us about this. Okay. Shark. It's agility, progress, movement. And water, being in the water. So you have to let go of your fear. Sharks don't have any fear, and this is about being in the water, the collective unconscious, and the water is emotions, creativity, and this is about, and also your abilities are in water. So agility, progress, movement, just being on the move. Don't be stuck. Don't just stand still. A shark isn't just standing still. It's constantly moving, constantly going forward. And so you need to just keep moving forward and trusting what you're getting, trusting it, and following it. And then I'm going to use the chakra oracle deck to see what it's saying. So, so yeah, I've been getting, in the Strait of Gibraltar, they've been having earthquakes. That's the area where Lemuria was. And if you look on the map, and just a lot of activity with earthquakes and just kind of seeing what is opening up and clearing out and what Mother Gaia is, where it's going with that. Okay. So this is a balance card, and this is in your third eye, clairvoyance. Everything's about balance and the yin and yang of things. And so, as above, so below. And just knowing that we are spiritual beings and we need to have balance in our life. We can't just ignore what is really happening with us. And a lot of people have inside of them know that, hey, I hear this or I feel this, and just not ignoring it. And also balance in being in nature, not spending too much time on the internet and electronics, and really going in, having a dream journal, going out in nature, meditating, because that's about, we can pray, that's speaking out and asking for things with our team. We need to clear our chakras and listen to what Mother Gaia is saying, what's out there in the collective unconscious. And so we have to be balanced within ourselves to be able to get those messages and connect in. So it's about meditation, going within, being in nature, having the balance, and that can be body, mind, and spirit, taking care of yourself, making sure that you're doing all those things, and you're a vessel that's hearing and seeing and going through all of the sensing what you're sensing. So hopefully that's helpful. I just wanted to jump on here really quick, and hopefully this video worked out well, and I wish you love and light. Namaste, and we will see you really soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.